Welcome to Kawasaki Superteens, episode 6. With the summer break now in full swing, we thought we'd take some time, catch up with some of the riders and find out what they do away from the British Superbike Championship to stay sharp, stay fit and stay healthy and focused, ready for the final 2 rounds taking place at Alton Park and Donington Park towards the end of the season. So after 3 back-to-back rounds of Superteens, a lot of the riders decided to take some time off, but now they're right back out on it.
So today we're here at Lockwell Hill. Leon's got a day for us, all us rookie riders, and we're having some fun on the pit bikes and just having a bit of fun in the off-season.
Fastest pit bike rider today, probably Adam. Oh actually yeah, Leon, I forgot about that, but he don't count.
Yeah, so obviously the one thing that we do is a lot of this pit biking and they're on various different bikes, you know, a lot of them just made at home, but it's about exploring your limits, exploring racecraft, you know. I go out there with them and try and hold them up and block them and pass them aggressively.
Especially riding with Adam and Chloe, yeah, they just don't care, they'll just have you off.
I think it's amazing to be a part of the Rocket Rookies. It's given me so many opportunities just already in the first half of the year. Like even just putting days like this on, I've never had this before, and just to have Leon and Ron ride around with us here and just sitting us up every now and again and get us some aggression, which that's what I've really lacked this season. But here he just chucks it up the inside and you just gotta learn to give it back to him.
And it kind of gives them a safe environment to explore motorbikes.
Yes, my first time pit biking, so it's a bit awkward to get used to, but great fun. Especially when you're bashing bars with all your teammates and that, just having a laugh is the best way to learn, really. Yeah,
pit biking's really good for us. They're actually really unstable, so when you get onto a big bike, the big bike's so much more comfortable to ride.
Pit bikes are really good fitness as well, because you can go to the gym, you can go cycling, but nothing's ever going to keep your bike fit unless you're on a bike. And this is the closest you can get to a big bike without actually being on a big bike. So it's a bit of both, a bit of fitness and also a bit of training.
You've got the sort of freedom to mess around, like stand on its nose, do a stoppie, like slide back in, just literally bashing bars millimetres away from each other. It all helps.
So then when they do take that to the track in the racing with, like, for instance, the Superteens, they've already played and experienced with it. You know, this is entry-level racing where to try and give them bike time as well as obviously a few of those skills, you know, it just go a long way. The new Superteen Championship is fantastic. All on a controlled bike, you know, it's an outlet for young kids, it's, you know, it's cost effective. For me, that is the breeding ground for the young riders.
It actually seems like it's the sport of choice for the motorcycle racer, as even Jake Dixon was down here putting the laps in at 7 o'clock in the morning, so you know, straight from winning the British Grand Prix to coming down to the local pit biking track. Shows you how important this type of activity is to keep yourself bike fit and bike focused.
I work with my dad, he owns like a grounds maintenance company, so it's a bit of like manual labour, so that kind of does keep me a bit fit as well. So hedge cutting, lawn mowing, everything like that. I do enjoy doing it, it's just getting up early I don't enjoy.
To be fair, I'm just trying to get as much bike time as possible. I did a track day last night at Donington, and then I just get onto the evening sessions at different tracks and get as much track time as I possibly can.
Just trying new things and getting a bit of bike time, like fun bike time, not serious and all the pressure and all that kind of thing. Just go out, enjoy it and mess around.
Go for a run after work, or I cycle to work, so that helps a lot as well. If I'm not working, I'm riding. I'm getting the money in so I can carry on with the season.
As much as I'm sure that every Superteen rider wishes every day was filled with racing, unfortunately that's not reality for them. We're here at Askham Bryan College, just outside York, with 16-year-old Superteen rider Greg Marshall to see what the average day in the life of these riders is away from the racetrack.
I'm in 3 days a week. On Monday we have practical in the morning and afternoon. Wednesday and Thursday we have theory in the mornings and independent study in the afternoon. With it being a motorsport course, they're really supportive of the racing. Any Thursdays, Fridays, any for the race weekends, that's absolutely fine.
The niche courses that we run here, they do lend themselves to people who are already involved in motorsport, either competing or working in teams. They come to us because we are one of the main colleges in the north that offer motorsport.
So I'm on the level 2 course. It's pretty much a light vehicle course with a motorsport side to it. We're just learning how to keep on top, maintaining the vehicle, like a car or a motorbike, doing certain jobs on it, oil changes, wheel changes. Learning really how it works, bit of a motorsport side to it as well. Flags, running an actual racing car.
The students that we've had in the past, we've had students that have come from competitive karting, competitive rallying and competitive motorcycle racing. Motorsport can be anything from lawnmower racing to F1.
I decided to do that course because it fits great with the racing. Just understanding what the bike's going to be doing beneath me, understanding how everything works is going to help my riding.
With getting Greg on board this year, obviously competing in the Superteen Championship, it's a series I've been following pretty closely already. Previous student of ours, Carl Harris, competes in the same class as Greg. From teaching Carl, it was apparent that he wanted to have something as a backup to support him in his racing and to sort of help build his technical knowledge of what's going on his bike as he's riding.
Ideally, I'd like to get to World Championships, have a career in racing myself, and then when it comes time to retire, start my own race team and help other people do that as well.
Our full-time study programmes typically run 3 days a week. It allows students like Greg and Carl and others who compete in motorsport over a weekend. We can be flexible in terms of how they deliver their work. Greg has asked me already, he is racing away at Alton Park this weekend. I know after the summer break, Greg is really keen to get back on the bike. I've been watching the series closely and I'm really looking forward to seeing Greg and Carl in action at the weekend.
Greg Marshall was well in the mix until he went down and out of the race at Clearways and he went barrelling through the gravel trap.
Do a lot of core exercises and cardio. I try not to do too much weight training because I'm trying to keep the weight down. I'm already under the weight limit and I like to keep it that way. Try to go to Nuffield Health as much as I can. Really supportive, giving me the membership for the season, making sure I keep him fit. So when I come back from college, I like to come in here, I've got my bikes, I've got my Kawasaki Ninja 400 from Junior Supersport last year. We take that out in the off season, sometimes mid-season as well, like last weekend where we had it out at Alton Park. And I've got my pit bikes behind me, which we like to take up to Teesside in the summer and then Wakefield in the winter.
Since he started biking at the age of 7, it gets into everything in your life, which is nice. It's a good thing to do as a family. We have a great time all the way through from the mini motos, the pit bike to this bike, with the ZX4. It just keeps us doing stuff together all the time. For Greg personally, it's nice to see him starting to work on the bikes a bit now as well. Recently starting his course over in York. It's allowing him to get to really understand the bikes in a different level. He did the oil change on this one. In fact, he did the oil change on the pit bike as well. Got his hands dirty on the bike over the summer break, which is good to see him learning it.
Well, everything really revolves around bikes, doesn't it? I play ride a lot. Someone's made the liveries of all the Superteen riders and they've actually made the championship as well. So that's great, you can just download your own livery and play as yourself. It's a lot of fun. All the Superteen riders can get on it in the same race, so we can race online and then at the weekends race in person. To be fair, most of the time we're either packing or unpacking, or at a racetrack to be fair.
So this has been with me through thick and thin. Very special tool actually. This way around, it props up the rear wheel when you put the spindle in on the back of a Ninja 400 to the perfect height. And when you use it this way around, that way, it also props up the tank on a Ninja 400 so you can get the fuel pipe off without it dropping on your fingers. Really important piece of kit. I think every garage should have one.
You're only in the craner club once you've stacked it down craners basically. So that happened to me at the end of last season in Junior Supersport. It was raining and I tried to get my elbow down. Yeah, I've signed it as well, so if anyone wants to bid on it, it's on eBay. Oh, you get me wet. After a long summer break, I'm ready to get back racing, quite excited. Mum and Dad are busy prepping the motorhome, so I'm busy making sure I'm ready to go racing. Dog's got to stay at home, but looking forward to the final 2 rounds now. See you there.